this is a thing that exists. On October 29th of 2024, DK Books, you know, the guys who do the big World War II and Star Wars books, finally dipped their toes into Warhammer 40k. Written with the help of Guy Haley and Gav Thorpe, the Warhammer 40k Ultimate Guide goes into Warhammer 40k's history, the factions within it, and models for the tabletop game. Now, to be clear and to stop this false info train, no, this book does not retcon anything. It does not change any of the fluff within 40k. Gav Thorpe confirmed on Blue Sky that the DK book was written while other 40k products were in development, and that they did not have permission or authorization to use anything that wasn't already publicly available or models that weren't already out. So if anyone is saying that the book retcons anything or involves it in a stupid grift, it's full of shit and should be listened to as much as a Skaven saying following them is a good idea. But what's inside this book? Is it the ultimate guide it claims to be, or is it something not worth getting? Well, let's dig in. To start off, this book has a timeline of Games Workshop and Warhammer's history, starting with the year Games Workshop made Warhammer Fantasy all the way to the modern day. It also introduces the reader to what the Warhammer hobby is and the setting of Warhammer 40k. It gives a small timeline of 40k's story, although it doesn't talk about the current storylines of the Pariah Nexus and Fourth Tyrannic War. So far, this is comprehensive and easy to digest for newcomers. Now, moving on to the factions, there is a major complaint that I do have. Some of the factions within 40k got lumped in together, which can be problematic. For example, in the Eldar section, all factions of the Eldar got lumped into one section and were just given the umbrella term Eldari, meaning that although Dark Eldar and Craftworld Eldar are two very different factions from one another, they are lumped in together. So it kinda sucks that they don't get their own unique pages. The same goes for the Inquisition, Imperial Knights, Genestealer cults, etc. However, beside that one complaint, each faction does get a good amount of detail and fun facts dedicated to them. Yeah, Space Marines got the lion's share of it, but each faction gets a good amount of representation. Hell, they even show the evolution of some models. It's great to see how far Warhammer has come design-wise. As well, each section either gives a bit of extra detail on units, their weapons, the armor they wear, or just some neat fun facts. Some of these fun facts range from Marneus Calgar's cape being bulletproof and flame resistant, to model designs such as the Holotable and the Genestealer cult model Nexos having a reference to the Nottingham Warhammer world building on it, to learning that at one point, Games Workshop owned a record label, which is what inspired the first ever Noise Marine models. There is another minor complaint I have. Not every model is represented. As an example, the Custodes are missing their unique dreadnoughts and tanks, which is a real drag because those models are awesome and are playable in modern 40k. Knights are missing 4 of their main variants, and Chaos Knights are missing a few variant models as well. And it does kinda suck not seeing a lot of the Forge World models not represented. It isn't that important, as I said, I'm just kinda sad not to see them. Granted, the models that they do show are incredible, and show the wide variety of models that Games Workshop makes and how amazing they look, ranging from the smallest of the Nurgling piles to the largest Titan model that you can buy to date. Granted, if you are buying a Titan model, you'd better be working a 6-figure job. It's also good that models like the Tau drones, Eldar Graph platforms, and other models that have variant weapons or equipment types also got represented here. It really helps to have some of these guys labeled finally, as GW has had a bad habit of not showing what those weapons or pieces of equipment looked like in the past. Now, is this book the true ultimate guide for Warhammer 40k? No. As I said, it's missing a lot of models, and although it does go over some model design history, like that for the Space Marines, Chaos Space Marines, Orcs, and Tyranids, not every army got that. An ultimate guide should be a guide to everything, not just a few things with bits and change. However, just because it's not the ultimate guide does not mean it's bad. This book is perfect for newcomers, which was its intended goal. Nothing is overwhelming to read. The story and background elements around 40k are easy to digest and understand, and though it doesn't show every model for every faction, it did get the important ones, so that newcomers can see what each faction is about design-wise. So, if you have friends or partners who are interested in learning 40k and wanting a good place to start, this book is great for that. As for veterans of 40k, this book doesn't do much for you. It has a lot in it that many veterans would already know or be aware of. Still, it's good to have around for friends who might be interested. So buy it if you want to. You just won't be getting anything new out of it. All in all, the Warhammer 40k DK book is great. Going over the simplified history of Games Workshop and Warhammer 40k as both a story, hobby, and a franchise. Yeah, sure, it kinda sucks that DK wasn't allowed to see all the new stuff. It would have been a cool time capsule to have, hinting at future releases, since we are getting new models this year and some of the older models in this book will be out of date. But that's fine. If you want to get into 40k or have friends who want to get into it, this book is great for that, and I highly recommend it for newcomers. To the DK team, Guy Haley and Gav Thorpe, you all did an awesome job. Consider following Guy and Gav on Blue Sky, and give me a follow there as well. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and consider joining my Patreon to see my videos early. I also stream every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, and stay tuned, as there is a bigger video coming soon. Dawn of War 3. Oh boy. See you all there.